Everyone, it's Nicole, and I'm here with layout 4 out of 26 that I got done at the crop back in October. This page took me about 38 minutes to complete, and if you look at each video and how long each page took me, the pages didn't take me that long to do. It was the in-between stuff. I was kind of daydreaming, and the more I think about it, I think it's because that weekend I was missing three of Mason's games, hockey games. And I think that bothered me a lot. Like I mentioned it a lot on the weekend. Oh my gosh, he's playing right now. I would text Dave to see how he did in the game and how their team did and all that stuff. So I think that bothered me because I haven't missed any of his games. So um, to think back on it, I think that's what it was more than anything. But 26 pages is still, pretty good. And this page here, I had a sketch, and I'm not going to share the sketch per se. I did change it a little bit, but it's a sketch that I did for my patrons over on Patreon. And I love using sketches more than once. Like on Patreon, I do a sketch, we do it two ways. And then when I go away to crops like this, I reuse the sketches again. And every page looks different because you're using different pattern papers, you're using different embellishments, you're using different pictures, and the page just feels different. And even if it was the exact same thing, if you use it in a different year, nobody's going to notice and it's going to look amazing. And the funny thing is, usually when I do a page with a sketch, I can get a page done in 20 minutes because everything's there. You know, you got to cut the pattern paper to 5 by 5 and your photos at 4 by 4 and all that good jazz. But for some reason, I was in slow mode. You know how you can film on your camera or on your phone and it's slow mo? That was me that weekend. I was on slow mo, and that's perfectly a-okay. I'm not disappointed in any way with how many pages I got done. It was a good, relaxing weekend, and got to chat with my friend Ev that I hadn't seen in like forever. I think the time before that was the last time she had a crop that I went to. So a year before. So it was nice to actually, see people in person. And then, I had a drive with another one of my, friends. So chatted with her all the way there and all the way back. Hadn't seen her since last October either. So it's good to kind of see, people that you haven't seen in a long time. So for this page here, it kind of has like two corners where you're going to have like your photos. Then before I went on, the weekend, when I was going through all my page kits, I knew that this one here I was going to use an arrow. And I think I used that sketch twice this weekend. And I knew I was going to use an arrow. So I just cut it up when I was prepping my pages with my silhouette, and boom, I got there. My arrow was already cut. Not that an arrow's really difficult to cut, I probably could have cut it with scissors, but little things like that, when you have that prep before you go, man, you can get through the pages really quickly. Now, on the bottom left corner, I want to do like a little cluster right there. I'm going to use some of our digital files. We have our tags, we have um, some viewfinders. And every time I do a video and I don't mention it, people say, "Oh, do you sell, digital files?" Yes, we sell digital files, and you go to NicoleJones91.com, go to classes/store, and right now we're having a Black Friday sale. So all our single files, all the classes, so all the 10 scrapathons, you can get them for half off. And the scrapathons have 31 classes, 31 videos each. Plus, if you join the Facebook group, I do a live once a week where we get another page done. So you get 35 pages for, half price, it'd be $20. And I think since Scrapathon 6, I think Scrapathon 6 was half and half, but I think I did more than half, that the videos are done in real time. So then I actually talk about, oh, I thought about doing this, but I didn't do it because of this. Because, when you look at a page that you did a month ago, in this case, I know why I did the stuff I did because it was the sketch. But for me to think about why I did a certain thing, I don't remember. But on the day of, then I do remember. And oh my gosh, I love those wood slices. That is some of our digital files too. So we have them in 2 inches, 1.5 inch. We have some with hearts in the middle. We have them huge, like this one that is behind my photo. That's a 6 inch wood slice, and it fits perfectly when you do pages about trees. And this was a place, I think this was Stanley Park, and they had a tree that had fallen down and it was cut, like where they sliced it down. It was huge. So the title of this page is Huge Trees. So that wood slice fit perfectly for that page. And then I did end up using, some viewfinders in there, some 1.5 inch circles that are digital files, the tags. What else? What else? Oh, that little owl. So many different ones. And of course, I use stickers to do the title on this page, and those things, they just don't stick. And my stickers are pretty old, so that might have something to do with it, but I think they're like that from the time that they're new. So I always add some extra glue to make sure that it sticks down and it stays on the page. Now, because I had used that huge um, wood slice, I wanted to make sure that I had a little, little wood slices on all the other embellishment clusters. So I ended up cutting some in half and using those. I put some of our butterflies, which it's hard to decide which ones are my favorite digital files, but I would have to say that butterflies is one of them. Of course, the viewfinders, we have them in two. We have the original and then we have the inverted, which I absolutely love. And then I'd say the mushrooms right now are also some of my favorite digital files. I love the owls, I love the wood slices, and now I'm doing my December daily. So I'm using my, Christmas ones, and I'm loving those too. Oh, and I love the scrapbooking words. And I always put the date that I complete the layout on the back just because I like to know when it was created compared to when the pictures were, what date the pictures were. And of course, I did my journaling before I went on the crop. So even though, there was a lot going on, it was really noisy, all I had to do was take my little recipe card out and just copy down the journaling. And then that way, my pages are completely done. When, I got home, I was able to put these in an album. And that's it. That's going to complete this layout. And don't forget, this is the last week that our digital files are on, the single files are on at 50%. And then the bundles you can add, they're already at 40 or 50% off. So it's another 15. So that makes it 55 or 65% off. So that's it. That is going to complete this layout. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.